Good morning, my friends. What's happening, my friends? Good to see you all. Welcome back to episode number 78 of the Gold Live Trading Stream. Hope you're doing well. Gold is dropping hard. Trump is back. What are we going to do today? Good morning, my friend. Quick introduction. We have to get to the work here. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome, welcome back. No, seriously, welcome back. Welcome back. Good to have you here on the stream. As always, has been an interesting ride so far. No trading day yesterday for myself. I didn't take any trades yesterday. Not at all. So is today going to be a little bit different? I hope so. I hope so. I like to trade. But yeah, you know the rules, right? You know the rules. So sometimes, you know, you need to take one step backward to move two steps forward. You need to be a little bit patient, look at the market, what's going on, why, who, what, where, and then we go from there. Okay? Anyways, welcome back, my friends. I'm going to see who we have with us in the chat today. Let me see what's popping. M2M Forex. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Massive, bro. What's happening? Tina, how are you? Ivy, good morning. Liv, good evening. For you, indeed. Good evening. Today events, what's happening, my friend? Welcome back. Isabella says, Trump, no words to express myself. Derek, yo, what's happening, my friend? NamFX, how are you? You're good? Brody. Okay. Beautiful, friends. Let's get the stream started. We have a couple things to discuss here. Gold is at support now. But, yeah, what can I say? We'll talk about it in a second here. A lot of resistance too. We'll get there in a second, okay? Awesome. Let's get it started, I think. One of my favorite songs, as always. Welcome back, baby. Looking forward to today's session here. We have a lot of things to cover because of Trump and Iran and the oil prices and the dollar in supply and gold still at support, but looking weak, etc. So many different things are happening right now at the moment. I think we have to cover everything step by step. I'm working on a big DJ set, by the way. Every weekend I'm doing like some big things right now. I'm looking forward to actually, I don't know, drop a new set soon, I think, on YouTube. Yes, sir. That's what we're going to do. Anyways, I don't know why I told you that. It's completely irrelevant. Gold is much more important right now at the moment here. We are definitely looking very interesting. Okay, we have a lot of things to cover because of the fact that right now, as you can see here already, on the higher time frame, we did came down, we dropped hard. I didn't take any trades yesterday, actually. I didn't took any shorts or whatever the case may be. I didn't really feel the need to. Just because I just wanted to get a better understanding of what the fuck is going on in the marketplace right now at the moment, okay? Especially with the dollar and with oil. I wanted to know both. I also wanted to know what Trump was going to say and do in this New York session or the previous New York session. Was not really a good look. Was not a good look, right? That's the words we use all the time. It is not really a good look right now, according to that news, okay? Look at that. US conducting new strikes in Iran after Trump said ceasefire is over. That was 8 minutes ago. Yeah, that was 8 minutes ago. Let me quickly check it out before we go deeper. US conducted new strikes in Iran. Tehran promised return. Okay, more strikes. US has launched more strikes in Iran after to further degrade their ability to threaten their freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. Same thing. We're back, baby. Unfortunately, we are, but it's the reality. It's the reality. And always, it's so interesting. It's always so super important to watch gold going up and up and up and up, and things are looking better and better and better. And then, yeah, news comes back and it pushes gold all the way back to the lows, and we go from there. Okay. Anyways, on the 4-hour time frame on gold, what is important is to mention a couple layers. There are some interesting layers right now that we have to really talk about, because we did talk about the higher time frame supply in a month, or sorry, the higher time frame order flow, and we are in that zone that we talked about. Remember, if you guys are on the stream, you guys remember this. Let me know in the chat if you actually remember that we talked about this level, which is this area right there. Let me know in the chat if you guys are paying attention to that part. This area right there, where all the sellers were stuck in a position from that push up beforehand, all the way from that range where everyone started to short here, right at the bottom, and then price shoot up, and how we're now pulling back down. Yeah, and we're now in that zone, and that's exactly actually where we held that support. Okay, so one level was of course the previous weekly point of control. You could see that right there, and also with that huge amount of volume that was traded at the bottom. Yeah, and that is where we are bouncing from. You see that wick, the bottom wick right now, that is where we are reacting from. Yeah, so is gold looking super strong? No. Is it actually fundamentally bearish? Yes. Is oil still holding up really well? Yes. But is gold in that zone of trapped sellers? Yes. So there is a lot of contradiction again in the market, right? You're trading above those sellers, but at the same time, the intraday doesn't really look super amazing right now at the moment. Okay, so we have to narrow it down today narrow down a lot. So one thing is of course that zone of those sellers, it's sitting right around there. You can actually say that is what we call the previous weekly point of control on futures. Look at that. You take the previous weekly range, you see that red line right there, you mark out a line over that red line, and this is where we bounced from. You see that? Actually perfectly. Look at that move. That was a 600 pip bounce already, right around there, from that area, okay? So that is really interesting right there, the fact that we bounced from that higher time frame support. If you go to the 4-hour, you can see that this is also where we found a lot of support. That New York candle from yesterday was here. Most volume was traded there. We're now in that candle as well right there, okay? However, is it worth to look for longs right now at the moment? In my opinion, gold looks too weak, and I'll give you one reason why I would be careful with long, regardless of what we're seeing here. And that is because of oil. Look at oil. Where is oil? Oil is at the previous daily point of control. Look at that. Oil. How do we mark this out? We mark out the volume profile. We go from the left to the right. Boom. Okay. You see a red line, right? That is the volume profile. That's the point of control of yesterday on oil. So oil also had a huge move up, right? So it's very important to figure out where the most volume was traded actually, right? When it comes down to oil and stuff as well. Just as important as gold. And you can actually see that we are actually bounced from the point of control right now. And every time that oil pushes up at the moment, what is gold doing? Yeah, it pushes down, right? So this move down was actually this move up, right? So it's very obvious that we cannot long gold at all. There's no chance to long gold right now at the moment here. This is the previous daily POC right there. And if we close below that, we might revisit those lows again, right? This is my thought process. Even though we have a higher time from absorption, I was thinking about, wow, we might actually break up higher. We might indeed try to come up a bit more with gold, right? So we can actually come and try to test this supply zone right here. This was a supply zone that I was waiting for. The 4120 is a zone that I was looking for potentially, right? We are clearly in some sort of trend to the downside right now, right? But at the same time, right, we're kind of seeing this happening right there where we are kind of much like trending at the moment down. We're creating supply zone after supply zone. We had one here, we have one here, we tapped into that. We had one here, we tapped into that, right? So Tapped into supply, rejection. Tapped into supply, rejection. Supply wanted to wait for the pullback, right? And trade that pullback for a push down, potentially. But we might not even get there. You know what I mean? We might not even get there at this current moment, according to what we're seeing here. So I think that this closure is going to be super important right around there. The point of control will be a major tell sign. If you can break and close below this again, I think this is going to help us a little bit with the current situation on gold. And then, yeah, the idea was to just target the previous weekly point of control on futures or the previous daily very low, right? And see if you can trade towards that. I don't think that we're there yet. I don't think that we're there yet for a bounce right now at the moment here. Yesterday, I was more optimistic for it. Look at the market today and look at where oil closed last night. I don't feel it. I don't see it. I think that if we close below that, then we just have to keep in mind that we might still come down to revisit those levels. But we haven't closed yet, so let's see what happens, okay? Let's see what happens. The only interesting part is, though, is that the dollar is still in that supply zone. You see that? The dollar is still trending down. It's still weaker. It's still getting rejected, actually, at supply. So that is the thing about the dollar, right? Which actually makes us believe that gold might still hold those lows at the bottom and still find support at that range at the bottom. But according to today's ASIN session, I'm not sure if that is going to be the best moment to look for a bounce yet. I think it's pretty obvious that gold is, yeah, it's not there yet. Okay, we have to wait and see. But as long as oil is holding above the point of control of yesterday, we have to be a little bit careful. We have to be a little bit cautious. So wait for closures and otherwise, yeah, see how price interacts here. Okay, if gold does try to break out, for example, if gold does decide to close above this high, which is actually this level, all right, it's actually that area right there or that area right there, which is pretty much this level on spot. It is the 84 and the pretty much the highs, right? If you break out, the chances of us pushing up towards the towards that supply zone is just so much bigger. Okay, so much bigger for us to see if we could potentially get there around that area. Okay, hope that makes sense. But yeah, anyways, we'll pay attention to where we close this candle in 7 minutes. That's gonna be a big one. That's gonna be a big one today, right? The closure above or below the 70 right now. Okay. Yeah, the 70 is I need to mark out the 70 here. Let's do this. Let's do this. So important. The 70s. 70, 70, 70, 70, 70s. Yeah, pretty much. And then we have the 26. Previous weekly POC, and then we have what level we have as well, where we have one more high. Yeah, that's pretty much the top, to be honest. That's pretty much the top, I would say. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Then we'll just wait patiently, see what's going on here. Okay, perfect. Anyways, in terms of why you guys thinking, why are we holding that support right now on gold? Why are we not breaking down yet? Or why we're not breaking down at the moment? It's just because the fact that we are at the point of control. Okay, we're at the point of control of yesterday. We always pay attention to the point of control of the day before. Why? Because this is always going to be an area of relevance, of relevancy. You will always see traders stepping in there, as most of the volume actually yesterday was traded right there. Okay, this is the exact level where most of the volume was executed. And usually when you pull back into that, okay, you do see some sort of reaction from it, which is round about there. At the same time, we also have that low volume node sitting right below it. There is just a lot of support still. Okay, don't neglect that support right there. That closure, like I said, is going to be key below, because that would invalidate that level. But if you don't see a closure, it's tough to short it, because there could be just a lot more support there. Okay, especially when you're still in that zone on the 4-hour, like we talked about already, and on the daily, the weekly, you name it, right? You have to be cautious there. And pay attention to the dollar, pay attention to oil, and see where gold is up to, okay? What are you guys currently doing? Are you guys selling? Are you guys long? Are you guys doing nothing? Let me know in the chat, please. What's the status? What is the status? Volume profile settings are right here. Okay. Enjoy. Enjoy. Oh. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Oh wait, that... Nah. Right there. Right there. Okay. Just waiting for a clear setup. Okay, patiently waiting for the market to make up its mind. Good, good, good mindset. Love it. Doing nothing, long at 26. Nice at the bottom. That's the perfect level. That's the point of control of previous week. That was a good level last night. If you were able to take that, that was worth a setup for sure. Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's impressive how the point of control tends to work and why it's so important. I would suggest to mark it out every day, regardless of where it's at. I will mark it out every single day and see if prices below it or if prices above it. If prices below it, you know, the chances of continuation are just simply bigger, right? The chances of continuation are bigger. If prices above it, different vibes. Different vibes, especially Asian session, especially during the Asian session. But yeah. Do you still use commitment traders? Yes, always. Every weekend, every week. But regarding the commitment traders is usually more set for the foundational understanding and also for the fundamental reasons of the macro a little bit to get a bit of a better understanding here. Definitely, if you just focus on the COT only, you have a lot less trades. So yeah, I've been also counter trend trading a lot more, right? Yeah, it's so tempting to just look at this right now, right? Just to look at this and you think, oh, that's a short right there, right? Easy short. Nope. Support. Support, baby. Yeah, back in the range, back in the range. Madine, I only need the COMEX market depth for the exit charts. Yes, my friend, you are correct. You are correct. You are correct. COMEX market depth. That's what you need. $39. Something like that, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still seeing the same thing. So as long as we're above the POC, I'm not shorting anything. That's for sure. Nope. And buying. Should we just buy and long it? We just long it. Long, target, supply, short, target. 26 again. No, but this is the problem, right? The oil price. Look at that. Look at oil bouncing from the point of control. So if oil starts pushing up, gold is going to face selling pressure too. So it's in between, whatever it is today, it is in between everything. If oil is shooting up, gold's going to face that resistance, that selling pressure. But we're above the point of control as well of yesterday. So if you can break it, MHDR, you withdrew from this main account because last time you showed us you had 19K. What do you mean? This is just the profit, man. All right, this is just the profits. I mean, we're holding on much better, to be honest, though. Yeah, we are definitely holding up really well, especially when you see oil spiking like that and gold does not react to it. That makes me more bullish right now. Really. Bro, what lot size did you use at 6K? Straight up, one lot. Straight up. At the beginning though, right? It's like, okay. But we're doing some sort of challenge on this account, right? It's like a goal to see how far can we take it. Okay. Well, as long as we're holding here, I would not short it. I would not short anything. Yeah. I hope we're going to see some volume this session. That's for sure. Not like yesterday as well. I actually personally don't mind not trading at all, like in the last couple of days. Like, for example, yesterday I didn't take any trades. I just wanted to see how the market was behaving, moving and stuff. And naturally, like in the past, let's say a couple years ago, I would have definitely traded every day just because. Just better something than nothing, right? That was a mindset. Better something than nothing. But then I would lose money and then I was like, fuck. So you get to know when to trade, when to stay out of the market, when to take a little break for a couple of days. We have been absolutely crushing it every day, trading since the 16th of June all the way till now. Right, we made around about 12K profit. So it's like, yeah, on this challenge account. So yeah, it's like, yeah, why rushing? Why rushing? It's about money. It's about money in the end. It's not about trading as much as possible. Are you holding any trades right now? Nope. I think you just came in, but no. Well, but just watch back what I just said, by the way. If you ask these questions, like just ask, go back into the stream. So you can kind of see what we were talking about. I think it's important context, right? What happened to the previous Discord? They all moved to Telegram. They all moved to the Telegram group, right? They're all there right now. It's a long story. But yeah, they all moved there. I guess pretty much nothing changed except it's now Telegram instead of Discord. Yeah, let's see if we can actually break it, guys. The oil is probably continuously pushing, or it's holding up really well. So if oil is doing that, then I think that we'll have a bit of a more of a chance that that gold can do something too. But for now, it's pretty dead at the moment. You usually see a little bit of volume, right? At 9, correct? A little bit more volume at 9. Like 25 minutes ago, you usually see like an impulse spike. We did see it though, like we saw a little fake out. A little fake out to the downside. Yeah, the only thing that we're looking for now is just a closure below, that's it. If you lose this level, yeah, I think there's just much more chance of continuation down. Back towards these areas right there. But yeah, it's a tricky session. I would much rather see oil being below the point of control. If oil was below it, so let's say oil was trading below this level. Yeah, then I think that oil could have made a little bit of a pullback. Right, and then make a move, for example, back up, and I think that would have caused gold to spike up further, and at least get into that supply zone, at least to get into that 4-hour supply zone right there. That would have been really nice. Thank you. What? No, it's good, thank you. It felt a bit lighter than usual. I was like, there's no way this is like a large size. This feels like I got scammed today. And I know it because I know how much this weighs now. Anyways, I accept. Okay, please share your volume profile settings. Yes, I can do it again for you, my friend. Right here, we have the up volume, we have the down volume, we have the blue right here, we have the purple right there. Okay, and we have the 128 and 70. Okay, 128 and 70 right there. Anyways, so we just talked about the higher time frame and everything about the order flow and stuff. We are in that major support right now. Like there is definite absorption happening though. Due to the fact that if you look at the amount of sellers that took place that were shorting the bottom, but kind of got nothing in return, right? Then you mark out a zone like that and then you wait for it to pull back into that, and look at that. That is indeed a reaction. That is really normal in these conditions, and this is why we saw a pretty strong bounce yesterday from the point of control. The reason why I marked out this point of control from the previous week as well is because of the fact that we really need to also look at the futures markets, okay, and understand that as well here. And yeah, it pretty much shows us that exactly. Yeah, so let's see if gold can now do its thing and break it. We're not that far from it, so a closure would be very helpful. In 30 seconds, actually. Yes, in 30 seconds. But yeah, that absorption is one thing, but if oil is strong and if this is all geopolitical stuff, yeah, then I think it's going to be tough to long right now at the moment still. We might revisit the point of control again, pulling back into that area. Okay, we broke it. Actually, we closed below it. We did close below it right now. Honestly, I think I do want to give it a shot here. If we retest the point of control, something like that, or we flip here and just see if we can trade it down again. What do you guys think? I think it's worth doing so. Yeah. I'm just going to give it a try, guys. We're short. Oil is showing a lot of signs right now. Okay. I'm just going to use this point of control as my main indication at the moment. If this is a fake out, so let it be. Then I'm out for the session, and I'll just give up for that exact session here. I'm not going to play too many games today, but I am willing to see if we can short it right now at the moment. Get into the market here and take a setup. Use the point of control confirmation as that tool. And yeah, hopefully we can break down, right? That is the goal. So yes. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, the closure below was actually a really important level. So I do expect here to have a bit of a rejection here. If we're going to continuously see those fake outs, yeah, then I accept and move on. And might take a little break. Because I just want to get to know the market a bit better. But this is such an important level that I could easily put my stop loss above that area. Which is actually above. You can see right there. Candle 1, 2 highs. Which is 1, 2 highs. That's actually right there. The 80. Yeah. That's Trap City right there, my friends, today. Wow. My stop loss is 80. It's very important we reject here, flip here again. But I don't like that initial response immediately. I don't like it at all. Let's look at gold here. Yeah, same thing. Okay, gold will reach the point of control right there. Look at oil. Where's oil? Aha, oil. Yeah, it's a mess. It is a mess. Stop loss at the 80s. I do believe that's a good level to put your stop, because it's above all those picking levels right there. It's above the VWAP. It's above those areas. A reclosure above that would consider to be not be good. Actually, that would be considered bullish, because that would be just a CME trade. That would be a fake out, a closure above again, and either it's going to be chop for the rest of the session, or this is the actual fake out towards the upside right there, and I'm just part of that fake out. So let's see. And I'm watching this level, right? I'm watching the zone. I know how important this level is. That's the whole thing about it. But still, when oil is in that area, the amount of times price comes back again and again, and then makes the real move is so much more obvious and so much more frequent that it's worth it to still try it. But let's see what happens. Lorenzo, hello. How about the indicator for overvalued and undervalued? We use this as well. Yeah, we were patiently waiting for the closure below, but immediate reversal. Immediate reversal. This, if this is the trap, the real trap, then we would consider this to be a really good trap, to be honest. That would be considered a good trap. Yes. But what's the point of control again? That's the main thing I'm watching. So I hope we get there. Not getting stopped out before that. Is our winning streak coming to an end today? Let's hope not. Let's see what happens. What was the closure? Closure was below, we waited for the closure below the point of control. And we looked for a little bit of a continuation push down. Back to the previous weekly point of control, the previous daily very low. And then my idea was to look for longs actually. After the lows were taken out, and we would reclaim the low, and then look for the same consolidation period back up again. That was my intention actually today. Look for something like this, breakdown, and then a push back up. Do you prefer CFDs than futures? I like or prop firms. I don't really mind. I'm not really too much into props, but I would say CFDs have better rules, obviously, but it takes you a bit longer to pass them and go through them, right? But there's nothing wrong with futures because you can scale with futures very well also. So personal preference, I would say, man. Did you do the sell? Yeah, I'm in a sell already. We are facing a bit of resistance though now, so I hope it stays. I hope it stays like that. I think it's a gold chart right there. Yeah, there we go. The previous day, the POC on gold. We pretty much got trapped now at the moment. It's been a while. But yeah, we know that this is a major level. We have to watch this. But if we close above that, then that's considered actually super good, super bullish again, because I believe that a lot of people have entered that short closure below, including myself as well. If we would then close above the VWAP after this, I don't know. I think it's a huge setup. It's a huge psyop, sorry. Are you using a funded account? Nope. If we close above the point of control, all right, and we're not stopped out yet, I think I will just cut my trade, to be honest. That's just risk management, I would say. If you close above this again, then it looks like a real trap, and then there's just a big chance it's gonna go for those highs right there, just to try to take out those highs again. Like, I don't know, we have to wait. 2 minutes left though. But then I'd rather cut my trades. I have been doing this all the time. Any closures, anything that shows an invalidation immediately, I'd rather cut my trades short. Let's see where oil is at now. Okay, oil is finding a little bit of support here. So if oil starts pushing, maybe. How much lot do you trade? 1 lot, standard. Standard 1 lot. Yeah, look at that 50-minute. Look at the wicks on the top, look at the wicks on the bottom. Yeah. We might are getting played a little bit today, guys. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna cut my trade and accept my my loss here. Okay, nothing wrong with this, by the way. Cutting trades is actually a good thing. Closures, in my opinion, above this level could simply mean we would just go up. We'll try to get back up here. So I will take this one today, man. I'll take it. We'll go back up towards this area, and I would say 50% of my risk. And us breaking down again would simply mean that the market is just not in the right state of mind, at least for myself here to start executing any setups anymore, for sure. So I'd rather cut my trade here after the close on the 15-minute. So yeah, that's been the first loss in a while. Okay, let's see if we hit our stop loss now, if it actually gets there. So let's see. Let's see what happens, okay? We're already out of the trade. And let's just watch what happens here if we can get towards that level, the 80. It would save me around half of my risk. Let's see. So that would have been a stop. Let's see if we can get there. If you come back down, yeah, then it's just very unfortunate, right? It's very unfortunate. But in my opinion, in the long term, I know it would be better to cut my trade short. I think one of the biggest issues that I had before when I started out was actually holding onto my trades way too long. That was actually much more deadly in the end than cutting my trade short. And just saying, okay, man, you're wrong. You closed above that level again. Just get out of the trade and watch for a new opportunity. Yeah. But let's see. Yeah, the funny thing is we know the importance of this area. We know how important this level is, but okay, let's add this to the let me quickly add this to the Telegram group. There we go. Where did I close the trade? Let's see. I closed it at 74.2. $74.2, 74.40, 74.2. Okay. caught in the fake out. Ruby, my first trade with you in a loss. I'm unsubscribing. Okay, good luck, brother. Take care. Close below the previous daily POC. Was looking for continuation down to test the previous weekly POC. For now, we're still rejecting there. Well, let's see what happens. All right, boom, perfect. Everything is shared in our Telegram group for transparency purposes. You understand? You understand. We keep everything transparent as well. It's not only about the win-win-wins and sharing the beautiful wins in the channel for the past weeks. When the losses are going to come in, yes, sure, you will hear that from me as well. Okay, this is where we have built the Telegram for, right? It's my journal. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Anyways, if we come down and we actually break down and the trade would play out here, then it's just very unfortunate, I would say. Got in the fake out. The rule for me is if we close above the point of control, for me, I have to get out of the position. That's just the rule that I set. The amount of times that this will not work in my favor and I just get hit, my stop loss just gets taken out. It's just so many more times than actually the trade playing out after that. Is it unfortunate if the trade would play out? It would be very unfortunate for me. Absolutely. But I don't know that beforehand. Yeah. So let's see. Let's give it some time. Shall we enter again at the closure below? We'll wait. We'll patiently wait. We'll see what happens. Mike's is still holding the short. Okay, man. So good luck. Good luck. Good luck. The stop loss was at 80. The stop loss was at 80. Would I be happy if this trade would still play out? I don't know. I would be happy because I know that some people were still in. They're gonna hold till the dear end. I would be happy not for myself because of course I like to make money too. And there's nothing worse than being in a trade that you're not in it, but it's okay. It's okay. Where are we now? Oil is dropping. Yeah, it's messed up a bit today. Wow, it's actually doing it, eh? Why are we bouncing here? Yeah, the point of control is now holding that support. So we closed below it, we closed back above it, and now we're at it. So this is just such an important moment. What do you think about the bookmap? I think it's okay. I mean, it's good. I don't really like it on gold. I think the bookmap on gold is not as good, as efficient. I think it's much better and it's much more better developed for things like the Nasdaq, like the S&P 500 and stuff. I don't really like to use bookmap on gold. So I'd rather use the footprint chart instead. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So what is your plan? My plan was for price to come down to the point of control, wait for price to maybe even take out the lows, come back into it and look for longs, and then actually look for longs and then take it back all the way up again. That was my idea. According to the order flow and everything that I was looking at. So short then long. But if we already push up first, if you're already going up right now, then we'll have to tap into that supply zone. And yeah, reevaluate, I would say. I would reconsider everything. I will just wait and look at the 4-hour candles. How do we close? Where's the volume traded? Things like that. I would just be patient and see what would be like a good level to look for. But that was my thought process, actually going long at the bottom. Yeah. Corrado, sometimes it's hard to see the POC trading. I learned it the hard way. Always gets emotion at the POC and never saw CVD in correlation with the POC. Fakeouts also happen in the POC, at the POC. It's true. It is true. But there are so many occasions where it does bounce really clearly as well. This is a good example. Yesterday was a great example, eventually. The day before was a good example where we closed below that. Oh yeah, okay, it's holding up, right? It's holding that support right there. So yeah, that's exactly the reason. That's pretty much the reason why I closed it. There instead of there. It's 50% of my stop loss. Because if price would hold that support here now at the moment and it would try to go up, then yeah, I would have not lost around $800. I would lost around $1,500. So is there any certain maximum trades you take in a day? I would say I never take more than 3 trades a day, like ever, honestly. Never. Like the last time I've taken more than 3 trades in a single day was a long time ago. Yeah. And for me, less decisions is better. So yeah, I can make only a couple like good decisions a day. And that's pretty much it. I don't really want to do more than that. And that works, man. That just works for me, personally. Less is more for me. But I do trade almost every day, right? I do trade almost every day. So, but I just don't take 20 trades a day, for example, or 5 or 10 trades a day. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm watching this very closely, guys. I just want to know what happens now after this. This is also for my personal journal, very important that I know, okay, how many times does my trade actually play out, for example, after I exit, right? So this is something that I note in my journal, for example. You know what I mean? So let's say I cut my trade short. How many times does then my trade play out or not, right? According to this exact setup. Like these things for me are like super important things that I would look for, because it just helps me understand better if it comes from like an emotional decision or if it's more if it's actually data driven. So far, the amount of times where I was correct about cutting my trades is significantly higher than being wrong in the end. So cutting my trade short in drawdown and then the trade hitting my target, for example. Right? So that is kind of the reason why I do this and wait for this, because I really want to understand this to become better and to know how to deal with these moments, because that is going to help me make more money over time. And I'll make more money over time by losing less, if that makes sense. Yeah. Is an $800 USD dollar loss higher or lower than usual? I think it's pretty, it's higher, but it's not extremely high. It's not extremely high. No, it's not extremely high. If you look at it right here, let's see. So 200, 300, 450, 557, 809. Yeah, so it's a bit slightly higher, but it's not a full loss, right? None of those trades are full losses, by the way. So yeah, it is slightly higher, but if you look at my biggest win, right? 2,340, 1,800, 1,600. Right, so it's like my biggest win is clearly bigger than my much bigger than my biggest loss, for example. It's actually, my biggest win is actually 3 times bigger than my biggest loss. And even if I would hit full stop, I would still have around, my biggest win would still be bigger than my biggest loss. So as long as my biggest win is bigger than my biggest loss, at least equal or bigger, then I'm in an okay position. But preferably, I want to keep my biggest win twice as big as my biggest loss. That's kind of the ideal case scenario. Now it's 3 times as big, but that's not always the case. That's not common. That is like not common. But I think it's healthy. I think it's a healthy balance. Yeah, but I really do track this because it's just so important, because it's easy to just win and not really look at the market and think, oh, it's all going my direction. No, actually, I learn a lot from when I'm not winning, and then I mark out exactly why I'm not winning in terms of not why, what is the reason, right? This is just pretty clear. We faked out and I got caught in that fake out and we closed back above the point of control. But how many times did my trade play out after cutting my trades early? And how many times did it not play out? And I was right about cutting it early. Yeah. Good morning, Lorenzo. I'm late for the stream today because I stayed up all night for New York. Ended up closing my trade at 5 a.m. I was in long from 4,032, closed at 4,088. That's really nice, my friend. Congratulations, because that is a confirmation from the point of control of the previous week. So that was a really good entry, man. You did right by going long there, yeah. I was sleeping, or I was working, or what did I do? I had some calls and I had a couple other things to do, so I was not trading New York here. I'm just very curious to see. What a resistance though, wow. What a resistance at this level, huh? What a zone. Yeah, the stop loss placement was good because of the fact that this is another reason. The reason why we put our stop loss there. I did expect it not to be easy because, you know, we are dealing with the VWAP and we are dealing with a lot of volume there. So it makes sense, but Lorenzo, okay, please send me the indicator I sent for you in WhatsApp. Yes, I will do this later today, my friend. I'll get back to you. If you send it on WhatsApp, then on my WhatsApp, my friend, then we'll get it sorted for sure. Yes, sir. Overall, pretty choppy market, let's be honest. We opened with a small range. We broke out. We took out not the highs of the day, but we did came up. We got rejected. We broke structure to them below, and now we're pulling back up again. Imagine if this continues to go higher. Push it higher, it says. Yeah, right. Yes, right. Yes, right. Yes, right. Lorenzo, how do you deal with losses? You're dealing with it very well. I would say I see every loss as a piece of information. This is one of those reasons. I see it as a piece of information right now. We already closed the trade before. So this is a piece of information that I'm trying to gather right now. So I'm not saying that I'm excited about it, but this is what I mean. If this one shoots up, you understand exactly why I closed the trade. Yeah, there we go. I think so. Yeah. Yeah, and this is exactly why I closed the trade, guys, because I hope it makes sense, right? So I got in short, price came back immediately. I knew, okay, a fake out move. You could see it. That absorption was real. The amount of volume that came in as well here. You could just tell. Right, then the closure above was my exit. Right, we exited slightly lower, by the way, for 74. But we had the closure right there, right? We had the exit. And then price retested the point of control immediately back in support. And then it started to push up higher. So this is why I think cutting it is so important. And not being greedy and not hoping too much, because that hope is just messing up your mind, and then it becomes like an emotional decision. And I would have lost double the amount, not exactly double, but I would have lost around $700 more, and that makes all the difference. That will make all the difference, to be honest. We capped it now at at 800. Now imagine if that would be 1500, right? 1550, for example, or 1500. Like that. That's a big gap. $74.22. Yeah, 22, perfect. I was so confused at first when I saw you that short. What was the reason for that? Closure below the point of control after the push up. And yeah, I saw a lot of potential in like the retracement back down. Gold has been doing this forever, right? Just pushing up, breaking closure below the point of control, and then a huge sell-off. We saw it actually right here. It was a perfect example of how we did the same thing right there. And whenever we closed below the point of control, we started to, yeah, same thing right there, right? We closed below the point of control, and whoop, we saw that quick snap back to the lowest gap. So we saw this already happening in the last 3 days, multiple times. And it's something that gold tends to do a lot when we close below it. And it's just a typical playbook setup. We closed below the VWAP, we got rejected below the VWAP really heavily. We also had a lot of volume traded there in the middle of that range, which acted as resistance, which I thought, okay, that's perfect for the stop loss as well. Even though the higher time frame is showing signs of support, which are now making total sense of why we're holding here, right? That's exactly what we were talking about beforehand, is that's exactly the reason why we're looking for longs. But I did anticipate that to come down first and then make a move back up again. Too aggressive, I think, with shorting it to then take a long instead of just waiting for the long. Yeah. Because I was looking for a long, just a bit lower. And I just wanted to catch that last squeeze. And that is, I think, the risk I was taking. Trying to catch that last move, that last squeeze. Okay. Yeah, but the stop would have been hit. So I hope you guys understand in the chat as well why we cut it early. And why it actually had no reason to stay into the position right here. And it would have saved me so much money, man. Really, in this case. And yes, now and then, right? So now and then, what's going to happen is that price is actually going to break down. You're going to get rejected and you fake out again. And it's going to come down again. And the trade plays out. Yeah, that's the risk. Sometimes it will happen. But it's going to happen significantly less with the rules that we put in place right there. Significantly less. Because if price would do that, and it would come down here, yeah, it's unfortunate, but the amount of times it just goes it, then it was just totally not worth sitting in our trade for no reason. Yeah. And the problem is you don't really remember this. And this is just a psychological layer. You don't really remember the amount of times that you were right, or the amount of times that you were actually correct about closing the trade. You only remember the times when the trade still played out after you close the trade. That's what you don't forget for the next week, right? These things you remember, but you don't remember the good decisions you made. So instead of remembering everything, it's just better to write it down. And this is okay. This is where I cut my trade. This is where my stop loss was. Did my trade still play out? Yes or no? Now, how many trades yes? How many trades no? How much would I have made? How much money did I save doing it? Now, that is data that you can work with. That's really going to help. At least this helps me tremendously. Yeah. And yeah, last but not least, I would say losing less is sometimes just as good as winning. Winning is better though. Winning is better. Anyways, let's just accept this right now and see where we are. Because the fact that we are now breaking this again, that we're holding this again, and that we actually faked out again, yeah, actually makes me believe right now that we are looking for the push up higher. And we just got caught into the fake out. And if that's the case, the target would be, from what I was looking for, at least that 4-hour supply zone, which is still higher time frame resistance. But it's at least this area of supply that we marked out right around there. To then maybe look for the continuation back down again. I was looking or anticipating for this in case we would potentially do something like that. I think it was just too tricky. But now I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, but you know, we faked out, we closed back above the point of control. We also closed back above the VWAP again, just right now. So yeah, this doesn't look weak anymore, right? Let's be honest here. It doesn't look weak anymore. The only problem that I just don't like is oil being at the point of control. And I feel that oil at any given moment randomly can just do this. You know what I mean? Like it's a typical oil, right? It can just stay there for a while and then whoop, and then gold's gonna tank. So that's the main reason why I'm like, wow, that kind of is holding me back. Even though I look at gold and I'm like, from that perspective, it's actually really good now. Potentially taking out the highs instead. So wrong about this, looking for the pullback, the retracement, and then the longs. With of course the first target taking out those highs, right? The previous high, stepping into this area right here. Let me think. Four-hour closures in 1 hour 39 minutes. 1 hour 39 minutes. We actually held this level. We actually did. Yeah, the dollar also is holding up quite well. Yeah. Are you thinking about longs right now? I'm just observing for a second. It looks like a real fake out that we've experienced before. We do reclaim the VWAP right now. We are above it. The hourly is starting to look a little bit, the hourly started to look a bit better too. Yeah. I think the stars are not aligned here. With the dollar, with oil right now, with gold, the hourly time frame. Hey bro, please change the chart color. Bro, I had this chart color since 2022, man. This is my... I can't see a chart any other way anymore. This is just like, I can't even... It would look so weird for me. I would never be able to get used to it anymore. My brain is just locked in on these colors right now for so long that I cannot do anything else. Anything else anymore. Would you give it one more try, the pullback? Yeah, I just think that this fake out was a real fake out. I don't think it was a fake out. I think it was a real fake out. So, yeah. I mean, looking at this right here and just thinking about those highs getting taken out here, according to the closure around here on the hourly, the 15-minute, back above the point of control. Also, retesting the point of control immediately, right? As support again. New volume coming in. Yeah, it's not bad. It is not bad. It's not bad. And that's the beautiful thing right now about what we did actually beforehand. What we did was we closed the trade early. So that allows me to see and evaluate if it's worth it to go in the counter opposite right now and to think about the fake out being a fake out, looking for the continuation back towards at least the daily highs, which is that gap right there, the low volume node inside of this area right there. This is that area right there, pretty much, that we could target next. I don't target anything higher. This is that supply zone, yes. But that is that area that we would be looking for. And now the fact that I close my trade with limited risk, it allows me to see if I can risk the same amount. Pretty much the stop loss there. So it actually would be a reverse setup. It would actually be something like this. Stop loss right there. And the target, it will be taking out the high. So it will be still be a 2-to-1. But the entry has to be at the 74, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it has to be at the 74. And I would be risking the same amount. Yeah. So I'm actually considering doing this. But only if we pull back and not chasing it down right now. And giving it one more try here. Yeah. But we have to pull back for that. And we cannot just take out the highs because then the target is already met. And I would not be looking to short it here now. So that means we have to watch some sort of pullback. I think I will give it a try. But I think guys, we're not pulling back, I guess. Let's see. Well, that's something that we're looking for, at least a pullback. And a 74 makes total sense because that's the exact level where we found that resistance at the VWAP as well. Yeah, I think we're gonna try that. The same risk, pretty much, but obviously we closed the trade early. We limited our loss. Now I can risk pretty much the same additional half for the continuation to take out the daily highs. Getting to the low volume node. With the stop loss being at our previous entry. Pretty much. So now we can take 2 trades for 1. And that's the last trade for sure. There's no doubt. That will be the last trade of the the last trade of the session. Two trades a day keeps the doctor away, the financial doctor away. 2 or 3 trades, I would say, is the maximum of the day. I never go over that. And that's not because I don't want to. It's just because that's just what I look for. I look for specific setups, and they're usually not more than that, actually. Usually not more than that. Yeah, if this would be another fake out, then it is what it is. But for now, I look at confirmations after confirmation, like the VWAP is now, we're broken back above the VWAP. For the second time, we are back at that same level. The reason why we shorted it in the first place was because of the fact that we closed below that. The fact that we reclaimed that level does not necessarily mean that this level is completely invalidated. Yeah, most of mine was traded right there. Yeah, so that is definitely the level I would be looking for buys. Oh, man. That fake out was crazy. So let's see the retest of it. Wow. Let's see where we are now. Where do we close this? Not even a reaction from it. This is that level. This is where those sellers stepped in. So you need to hold that. All right, last chance. I'm in right now. Last shot. That's it. Last chance. Just no reaction whatsoever. Eight minutes for this 15-minute candle. To close here. I do expect some sort of reaction indeed right now. So it's better that we do a reactor. It's good. You're emotional now? Not really. Just focused. Just focused. Looking at the levels right now, level by level, watching what's happening around this area right here. Stop loss is pretty much back at the lows where we initially entered from. And because we cut our trade short, we reduced our risk by half, which allows me to get into a counter offense. But if this one fakes out as well, yeah, it's just a trap market today. That's all I can say. There's nothing else around it. It's just a trappy condition. We'll take one hour hit and we'll take it from there. But for now, we're getting absorbed at this area, which I want to see. And this is why I'm watching this 15-minute closure right now. Interesting times, interesting reaction here. A lot of sellers stepped in at the bottom there. That's the level you want to hold. You don't want to break that. Then it's game over for sure. If you hold this, then you're actually in an interesting spot. Instead of entering a trade, why not wait for the supply and demand level? Pretty much, if you only wait for the supply and demand zones to be hit, I would not be trading every day. I'll be trading once or twice a week max. And I would make less money, I would say. So we use the volume profile. We have a lot of good confirmation there. Just the market today is just very, very, very trappy. Very trappy today. Okay. Will we eventually pivot to just trading bigger on those 1 or 2 weekly trades? No, I would not trade bigger on those 1 or 2 weekly trades. Because for me, the probability is not per definition higher because we're in supplier of the month. Always. So it's not that I can just double or triple my risk, you know? Yeah, if this is another fake out, then it's done for the day. It looks like it's like a big deal, but in the end, it's just one loss, pretty much. One loss. One full loss, which is just the regular risk. It just looks worse because it's like 2 trades. Would I trade the New York session? I don't think so. I'm not sure. It depends on the opportunity, right? Yesterday would have been really good around the previous weekly POC. I was just doing a lot of things on the side, so I couldn't really focus on the market. Otherwise, we probably would have taken it. We were actually talking about it in our group yesterday, exactly around that level. So a lot of people took it, actually. I think Brody took it too here yesterday. So that was very good. Yeah, a lot of people took it. Quasam managed to scalp 900. So good day despite the roller coaster chart. See you all tomorrow. Quasam, the man. That's amazing, my friend. That's good shit. Yeah. So there were definitely opportunities yesterday that I really liked. Absolutely. It just happened a bit later. Yeah, second time. What would you do if you would lose one full R? I usually stop trading, man. I never overtrade. I never make any radical decisions after that anymore. If I hit my loss once, I'm just risk my out. I'll come back tomorrow. Because if I would hit a full R trade, or especially divide it in 2 trades, it just then it's the market is just not optimal. That's it. If you get screwed like that twice, the market is not optimal, and there is just no need to continue to trade at all. Especially not today. So that will be the #1 rule that I would say is important for myself, at least, to not take that. Obviously the closure is not good here. Once again, it's not a good closure once again here. We didn't close below this level yet, so we're still there. We're still below the bubble, or above the bubble. So that is the last level of line of defense. Any closure below that, probably the same thing. Probably the same closure. So let's watch it. Watch it carefully. Derek, time to move to the New York session? I mean, one loss, bro. Yeah, there is no chance I will move to New York session. We have been on a three and a half winning streak, 3.5 week winning streak. We're just dealing with the war. We're dealing with oil. We're dealing with a lot of uncertainty. The market is very indecisive. We're in a range, and it looked promising again, but we got potentially faked out literally twice. Luckily, we call a color trade short there. So even if we would hit our stop loss, we just have 1 hour loss, which is actually totally fine. 1 hour. Unfortunate in this condition? Yeah, of course. Of course. Lorenzo, go sell. It's going to drop hard and deep. No, man, I cannot now. And it could be. It could be that you're right. But right now, we are holding at the point of control again. That's a level you cannot short at. I don't short above it. We're holding this level with these major sellers there. This is why I'm not out of the trade either. If it would close below this, yeah, then it's probably the best to exit again. Same thing before. KK says Asia will make you cry with liquidity engineering, avoid trades. Yeah, people are very easy, bro, at generalizing the Asia session after like one time or a couple times. Like Asia has been really good, you know. For me, Asia has been incredible. I don't know about you guys, but for me, Asia has been amazing, especially over the last weeks. Like amazing, amazing, amazing. So when a market is like this once in a while, we can take that. We can deal with that. We can deal with that. What we need to avoid is over trading, over risking, and being more patient until the market is back on that, you know, on that wavelength again. So Asia is for me very, very green. But not today. Yeah, this is gonna come back down again. Closes in 20 seconds, so if you close below this, it's probably gonna be a breakdown. Why is the candle not loading? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Very short now. I will not do anything. I will get stopped out again. I'm done for this. Done for today. That means the winning streak is gone. Because I will be not trading, I think, today anymore. So the winning streak will be over then. We start fresh. We start clean. Almost out. Do you trade by yourself off stream? Usually, actually, lately I only have been taking all my trades. 99% of my trades I've been taking. I'm out. 99% of my trades I've been taking on stream or according to the stream analysis. Nothing else here. Nothing else here. Yeah. Okay, man. Guys, transparency purposes, let me show my MT5 here. 2 back-to-back losses, 800 to 800. So 1 R loss, 1 full R loss. This is actually the good part of this is that I gave it a try, a second try, because I could, because I saw another opportunity, which I thought was a legitimate opportunity. And because I reduced my first loss, which was this one right there, by half, I now could enter another one, which allowed me to potentially get towards the highs, which allowed me to actually end the day in green. But that didn't play out either. So we have a 1 hour loss today, which is a full risk loss, which is still good. It's still fine. And it's all within our account, and everything is perfect. We're still holding up really well. We're still up to 10K on this account since the 16th, since we started it. But it is 2 back-to-back losses on that one in this condition right now in the market right there. Okay? So, down, up, down. All right? Good luck. I'm not going to trade the rest of the session, or sorry, the rest of the day for me personally, because I just want to now see what the market can do here. Where do we go? I don't want to trade any ranges now. I just want to get towards these extremes. And with these extremes, I mean, I want to get towards supply, right? I want to see how price reacts there, or I want to take out the lows. I want to see how price reacts there. I don't want to sit here in the market right now and start and keep trading and trading and trading. The only reason why I saw that is because if it was quote unquote the fake out, usually you would say, okay, this is a very good confirmation for the retest, for potential break of the highs, and then potentially a retracement again. But price is now making a move, and this could still play out, and then whatever. I'm just not going to be bothered to even consider being in that trade right there. Okay. Yes. Need to see more volume. Need to see more clarity around the dollar right now. Oil as well. Okay. I think that also makes a lot of sense. And yeah, with that said, I think that's just the way I would look at it. Longs for me are still on the table if we get down there. I was waiting for this moment anyways. But it has to come down in order to get there. Am I willing to get in again? Nope. I'm actually not willing to get in again. It just even if I could, I don't think I would do that. I don't think I would do that. It just is not worth doing so, because there are just better market conditions where you can do it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So what else do we have here? Yeah, what I would love to see though is if price could actually get towards these extremes and actually show me that we are now out of this Asian range pretty much, that we are developing here, because we're pretty much developing this range. We are not breaking anything. We're just in it right now at the moment. And yeah, price need to show something with more volume, more firepower. Yeah, more firepower. So that's it. Good that you closed the trade early. Yeah, that was a good decision, because otherwise it would have been a bigger loss, that's for sure. So we were able to take another opportunity. In a regular market, you would say, okay, that opportunity made sense for me. And according to the statistics, if you would take a loss and you would reduce your risk by half and you get into another setup that aligns, yeah, then there are many times where you make your money back and actually end the day in green, while still maintaining the same risk. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you for today's session here. Our winning streak is over. Okay, let's start fresh and clean and observe the market a little bit. Obviously, I will keep you in the loop as well about what I'm going to do here. Journaling, of course, what we're doing as well. We used our Telegram channel to journal everything, right? The wins and the losses as well. So it's very important that you see both sides of the market and not just one side of the market, because it's not going to be possible for me to keep winning all the time. It's just not possible. I'm going to encounter these moments where the market is just a mess and I get faked out on both sides. Like, these things are going to happen. So it's important that I let you guys know that and show you that, and also journal that publicly for you, so you can see how we actually deal with this afterwards. Okay? That's the only way why we're doing the streams, is to keep that transparency on point. And just making sure that you understand the real reason of how we deal with these situations. And what is the best thing that I can do right now is to not trade more and to observe and to be patient. Like, to just be patient now, okay? To not rush into trades, to not think, oh, now I need to trade the New York session because I lost today. I don't want to end the day green. No. If I don't see anything that I like, I will not get involved. I will not get involved. And I simply wait for the right moment until we're back, and then we can start building up that streak again, and the little bump in the road becomes just the positive EV continuation of the equity curve straight to the upside. So that is what we're going to do. Okay, no over trading allowed here, no crazy risk allowed here, nothing. Okay, that's how you blow your accounts, that's how you mess up. All the gains that we made since the 16th of June on this account, gone in a second, right? Just not worth it. Not worth it. All right, guys. Much love. Thank you for the support today. Also, in these conditions, I really love the chat, by the way. We have an amazing chat because you guys are very respectful as well, right? In conditions like these. And I just love to see our community just understanding the game and how this works. Okay? I'm going to come back tomorrow again and show up again and let you guys know what the status will be. And hopefully we make some big ass moves during the New York session, so we can actually utilize that for the Asian session after that. Okay, perfect, my friends. Thank you for showing up, and let's continue again with the process. All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, same time, same hour, roughly speaking, 9 p.m., 8:30 p.m. EST, somewhere in the middle of that. All right. Usually it's 8:45, by the way, but anyways. Much love, guys. See you guys later, yeah? Thank you very much. Ciao, ciao.